Welcome back to another video. So let's take a look at the following command. So we have over here a technical question from Kevin. So he manipulates 3D PDF files and transforms them into STLs, and afterwards he works on them within CATIA. Now this works for simple components, as we can see over here, using Shape Sculptor, but he's curious how he could automate this in order to separate large assemblies. So let's see over here. This will be the case study using a step drone. So this will be the GoPro Karma drone. And I will drag and drop this within CATIA. We're going to see that CATIA will convert this. So this will be a step file. And we're going to have the solid bodies of each individual component loaded over here. Now CATIA should load this. We see over here in the bottom, so loading part 4, 5, they are slowly being loaded. Now, in order to obtain the STL, so we see over here that he will start with 3D PDF files that will be converted to STL. So I will also obtain the STL file, and afterwards we're going to see how we can split that and how we can automate that separation process. So I see that the model is still loading, so maybe the complexity of the model is quite high for this case study, but I will leave it like this. So we have the file almost loaded. Now the main problem with this is we're going to say that initially we need to convert this into a step file. Okay, so we have the model loaded over here. This is the GoPro Karma. And we see the geometry over here. Now, if I will go on the top product, go to File, Save As, we're going to see that these are the output files. So, as you can see over here, there is no STL file directly. So, in order to convert this to an STL, I will do the following. I will use 3ds Max, mainly because we can import over here directly step files. So, I'll go to Import. And let me just copy this on the desktop, so it will be easier. So I have this on my desktop. Now I will select the GoPro Karma. So this will be the file. I will have this imported. We're going to see that now this will be converted to a mesh. So we have a CAD file that will be triangulated. This is to obtain the STL that we are going to work afterwards. So we have the model loaded. This is the main advantage within 3ds Max. We can directly import CATIA files. We see the orientation is a bit off, but that shouldn't be any problem. And now if I will go over here and file export, I don't have the possibility to export this directly as an STL file. Therefore, I will save it as an OBJ. And afterwards, I will use the OBJ to obtain the STL. So I will call this drone3, save. And now within Blender, I will import that file. So I didn't import it directly within Blender because Blender doesn't import step files without any paid, let's say, add-ons. But we see over here that we can now import OBJ. And the file previously converted, which will be drone3 obj, we import as following. So we see the model over here. This will be quite large, so we need to be aware that this has been scaled 1,000 times. So when we're going to import it back to CATIA, we should make this smaller. Now I will select everything, and if I will select everything and I will go and save this as an STL, everything will be nested within the same geometry. So I will do the selection only. I will hit export over here. And now within CATIA, I will start generative shade design. And I will import the STL over here, which will be drone3 STL. So this will be the file. Regarding the scaling, we should maybe scale this, but initially I will import it like this at 1, and we have the file unit over here. And let's check the dimensions, and we're gonna see that this will be the dimensions. So yeah, not sure exactly how large should this camera be, but we see that this is a GoPro, and yeah, maybe these are the correct dimensions. Yep. And now we have everything nested over here underneath the same STL file. And what Kevin asked over here within the command is how we can automate the separation in large assemblies. And that can easily be done within CATIA. I'm gonna go over here for Mesh Cleaner, select this, go to Structure, Splitting Connected Zones, and over here I will choose Distinct. And we're gonna see that there will be a total of 63 connected zones. I will hit Apply. Now, if I will, for example, go over here on Mesh 1 and I will right click, reframe on, we're going to see that Mesh 1 will be the top of the propeller in this case. That will be the geometry. Mesh 2 will be from another propeller. Mesh 11, for example, not show hide, I want to reframe on. And we're going to see this will be this small pin over here holding the case of the GoPro. We're going to have mesh 28, for example. This will be on the inner side. So if I will hide and show this, and I will go over here, this will be actually the bottom of that that electric motor over here. And this one, if I will center the graph, this will be mesh 61. And we see this will be the outer of that. So this is how you can automate the splitting. The main problem is that the files will no longer maintain their naming. So over here within the step file, we see propeller, assembly, pin, and so on. Within the STL, everything will be lost. So you will have to do that renaming of the components. And if you want to have those splitted within Blender, you're gonna see that they will be like this, already splitted as we see over here, individual components, and they will have that naming regarding the last feature that they were used. So cut extrude, circular pattern, chamfer. So this is the naming from SolidWorks maybe, as we can see over here. The same for the thread. They have the name thread because on the final feature applied to the part, we had that thread added to the propeller. Okay, so this is how you can easily automate this using CATIA. In this case, I use 3ds Max to do that conversion. So this requires a paid license, but there are other workflows that will not require some paid solutions like this. For example, within Blender, there is an add-on that will allow you to import directly step files. We cannot import directly over here CATIA files, and this is why I prefer to use 3ds Max, because we're going to see over here within the import section a wide variety of solutions and also a lot of CAD solutions. So we see over here CATIA V5. We're going to have SolidWorks. We're going to also have Alias, so that will be regarding surface design, SketchUp, and so on. So a lot of computer-aided design solutions. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. I will position a similar video over here on the left side and the subscribe button to the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.